What's up? I'm Epic, and this is Opinionated with another public service announcement. And in this video, you see some out of control kids and their mother, and you get a sense of where these kids get their bad behavior because these kids are future criminals of America. And the mom, she raised them, so that tells you a lot about her. But let's get into the video. I don't want to speak too much because I speak a lot in the video. But don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification so you can get all my videos when I drop them. But without further ado, let's get into the video. As black people, why should anybody respect us if they come to our community and it looks like the city dump? Trash everywhere. And I don't want to hear nobody talking about, well, it's the projects, it's the ghetto. That's how the projects in the ghetto look. No, that's not how the projects in the ghetto look. That's how people in the projects live. The projects don't magically produce trash every day and scatter it around the neighborhood. That's the people who live in it because they're comfortable living like that. And that says a lot. When I come to somebody's house and I see that their house is dirty, is a mess, nobody cleaned it up, dishes piled up, it automatically tells me something about this person. Just like coming to a neighborhood and there's trash everywhere. Think about it. You might want to argue with me and say that I'm wrong, but if you being true with yourself, you'll know I'm telling the truth. Now, the second thing that I can point out about this video, besides the trash everywhere and everybody walking around it like it's normal, is that there's kids everywhere without parents. So you have all these kids running around with no parental supervision at all. No adults to be found within a mile. And you ask yourself what could go wrong. And as soon as one of them get hurt for running their mouth or running up on cops acting like they're Billy Badass, you're going to be the first one on camera wailing and crying out for justice. When the simple thing that you could have done was raise your kids to be respectful and learn how to deal with every situation. Especially the girl in the red. She's aggressive. She thinks she's tough. She thinks she has hands. She can let them fly at a moment's notice. And then when you show her that she's really not that tough, everybody's mad. Everybody's mad. Look how aggressive she's walking. And look at the son. Both of these kids are out of control because they're being raised by a mother who is out of control during her time. And she's still out of control. She don't want to be controlled by a man. That's why she don't have one. But I can understand the problems that the police have to deal with and the pressure that they have to deal with when they show up to a scene like this where there's nothing but kids, no adults around, and you have to deal with these people with, cashmere gloves on. You don't want to do anything that could cost you your job or cost the city money. But this is the mind frame that we are in. We feel that we're always in the right. We're always victims. Everything is racism. And you can't do this, you can't do that. I know the law. I know this. When in reality, you don't have a damn idea what you're talking about. You're just talking. And the cops have to deal with this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an advocate for the police. The police can be brutal. The police need to be policed themselves. But at the same time, we can't create a situation and then be mad when the situation blows out of proportion and we get what we were asking for. But that's what a lot of these situations end up happening, is because there's no community, there's no sense of community, there's no training. And when I mean training, I mean home training for the young adults that are coming up. When you're 16, 17, 18, you should already have the building blocks to be a great adult or a functioning adult. You don't have to be great at it, but a functioning adult.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna
Because
say
you will F around and find out that these people ain't playing with you. The rest of the world ain't playing with you. You might think that your projects is the hub of the world, but nobody's thinking about you and your projects and your problems. You have to help yourself get out of that situation. And being a loudmouth young woman, loudmouth young man is not going to help that situation. You can agree with me or you cannot agree with me. But you will F around and find out in the long run that your actions have consequences. And this young lady seems like she's going to be a lifelong felon because she's aggressive. She's going to find a dude that matches her energy. They're going to be all kinds of domestic disputes going on at their house. Their kids are going to be just like her and her brother are. And when the police come to intervene with her kids, she's going to be doing the same thing that her mom does in this video. The mom will be showing up in a minute, acting a fool just like the kids were, and then you'll see exactly where she gets it from, where the son gets it from. No accountability. No accountability. You can show them this tape, and I guarantee they'll paint it in a different light. Well, the cop shouldn't have did this. You see right here where he stepped on the grass. He shouldn't have stepped on the grass. He should have stepped on the cement. That's total disrespect. You don't come at my kids from the grass. You come at them from the cement. You do. It doesn't even make sense. Half the things that they be saying. They be looking for anything to paint themselves in a different light. Just look at all the. I think that's an adult right there. But she has no authority. They ain't talked to her one time. These kids are running around, running these neighborhoods with no adult intervention. No adult intervention. But I gotta give these cops their props because they showed remarkable restraint. Because if it was me and the badge was on my shoulder, on my lapel, I would have put a lot of these kids into the backseat of police cars and let their parents come down to the station to sort it out. Then we would have had a discussion there. I guarantee I would have got their information once we were down at the station. And if the parents want to act a fool, hey, we got a backseat for you to sit into. Let's go down to the station and figure this out. Because I'm not finna sit here. I got other things to do. There's other parts of the city we have to police. We can't just keep sending people to this part of the city, to this part of the town, to this neighborhood, to this project. We have other parts of the city to police. Get your kids in order. And we have to stop letting our kids dictate what goes on in our neighborhoods. Because the biggest threats in most neighborhoods, most ghetto neighborhoods, are the kids. The kids dictate what goes on in these neighborhoods. The kids are the biggest threats. And let's just go back to the daughter for a second. Look at this video. Let this be a public service announcement to any young man who would think about ever giving her a kid. Is this what you want to deal with the rest of your life? Someone who looks you up and down like they can square up with you, squabble up, let's squabble. They have the same masculine energy as you. She want to fight all the time. She want to get in your face. She's always argumentative. That's exactly what this female is going to be like. She's already like that. And then when you get into it with her, you're going to have to deal with her brother 5 or 6 years down the road when he's 6'3", 250 pounds. Is that what you want to deal with? Then her mama's on the phone, loud, cursing you, talking all kinds of mess. Let this be a public service announcement to you young dudes out there who think that they will get a good woman out of this young woman. She is nothing but problems. You are going to go to jail, sir. You're going to have nothing but heartache and headaches for the rest of your life dealing with her.
The neighbors reached out to the mother of the 2 detained teenagers, and she was quite upset upon hearing the news.
Ma'am, this is Detective Bond with the Savannah Police Department. Are you close by, ma'am? You're on description? Your son matched the description of someone that we had just a couple of blocks from here and did not want to identify himself, tried to run. I'm assuming this is his sister over here as well. Ma'am, I get that they may have bad experiences, but when somebody matches the description of something that we were given, especially in close proximity and close time frame for what we had, they can't just up and run whenever we make the stop. That's why I was trying to get them to understand, but your son right now is detained due to failure to identify. Okay. Ma'am.
Hey you, don't take Sean to the jail.
We're not taking anybody to jail right now, my buddy. It's okay. Okay? But, man, he still is not free to walk away. He is still not free to not identify himself. And we do need to get his information. We need to get your daughter's information as well.
Why y'all knock on my door?
Okay.
I didn't knock on your door. That's finished. He
All right.
outside. Walked up and asked him what's his name.
All right, so this is what we got.
First of all, I'm gonna stop you right there. Don't rush into shit. Y'all don't pay for shit. Don't rush into the house and grab nothing that belonged to me. If it was a problem, you should have asked one of my neighbors. Let my neighbors call me, and I would have came over here with no problem. Don't.
This
rush
is the
up on my
mom
kids.
here, and as you can see,
Don't
she
rush
is
into
not
nothing that y'all
happy.
don't pay for.
And when I
You
say
know you
she's
can't
not
do that
happy,
by law.
she's irate.
You wasn't
She's
supposed to
going
be
off on the
in my
cops
house at all.
without even getting their side of the story. Somebody called her and
Number
told
one.
her a
Number two,
version of the
we
story
had a
that
shots
might
fired
match
incident,
up
really
with
close
somebody
by.
else who called her
Your son matches the
and
description
told her a version
along
of the
with somebody
story
else. The
without
other guy-
getting the
the other
facts.
guy wound up stopping
So
and cooperating
she's
and giving us
here
his
waving her
info.
arms,
We needed to talk to your son and
big
get his
back and
info
all,
and get
mad
your
as
info.
hell
And
What's your name,
is this
at the
your-
cops because her
Both of
kids
them are
seem to
lying. You guys
always
get in
go
the car for
through
what?
Because
this kind of
she was trying to
situation with
help
the
him
cops.
run
The
away.
cops
She
are
was trying to
always
prevent us from talking to him. She was trying to
having to
prevent-
chase her kids home.
Doesn't matter. She does not have
So,
that right to prevent us
obviously,
from talking to
So
him.
if I
her
have a
kids are the
problem with you
victims.
guys,
She
because you guys
is
have
the
really
victim.
picked on me, one of you guys
If
literally
there
just came
is
to my
a
doorway.
correlation
I'm
between
standing in my door,
something
minding my business,
happening
run your
over and
officer,
over
pull out a gun
again,
on me, turn
meaning
around, and
your
another
kids
officer
getting
body
into
slam me.
trouble
I'm not gonna run
all
from
the
my
time
house.
I don't-
with the
I don't know
police,
nothing
the
about what
police
happened with
having
that.
to
What I'm
chase
saying
your
is that
kids
son matched
home,
the description that we were
maybe it's
given
your
of a
kids'
serious
problems.
incident.
Keep
So
your
yes,
kids
we
at
had to
home.
stop him. When we
Because
find
if you
somebody
don't
matching that
teach your
description,
kids
man,
how to
they are not just
interact
free to go.
with the police,
You know, we need to
that's
get
a
their
recipe
information
for
first.
disaster.
No, ma'am.
Somebody's going to get hurt.
That is not how.
And 9 times out of 10,
we have
it's
got
going
get
to
their
be
information. We gotta get
your
everything
kids
taken care of.
or you.
Can you please just help us out?
Treat your kids
We also need
to a lesson in
You know all
decorum,
their information.
how to speak.
Hang on.
Take some of that aggression out of your daughter.
How old is she?
Take some of that aggression out of your son. And that's a problem with a lot of these single moms. They want to be friends to their kids
That's not what I'm asking for.
when
Is
that
she
does
18
nothing
or older?
but
17 or older?
Yes.
make problems out of
Go ahead and
children.
get the paperwork started
You
for
cannot
misdemeanor
be
adult
friends with
Connect
your
5 on the,
kids.
obstruction.
You can be friendly
So we
with
can
your
get her
kids,
identified, and then
but
we
you
can get
can't
her
be
out.
friends because
And they showed us
kids don't
proper
see
time
their
in court.
friends as superiors. And you're supposed to be a superior to your kid.
Obstruction.
You're supposed to be a good example for
Preventing
your
us from
kid.
talking to him,
And what I'm
preventing
seeing
him
from
getting
this
away,
video, she's
still
not a
need to
good
identify
example.
him. She physically
She-
barred us from
she evidently
being
just came
able
off
to figure
work.
stuff out.
They just
And
called her
also
from
was
work. She
refusing
works
to
at Pizza
identify
Hut,
herself
from
when she
what
was
I can
detained
see
because
from
of
her
her
shirt.
behavior.
And she has a bonnet on.
It
is not.
Is this the look that you want to put out to the public?
She was out here when we
A
explained
Pizza Hut
everything to her
shirt
about what happened.
and a bonnet. A bonnet at your place of work. Take the time to do your hair. Take the time to do your hair. And stop eating all them extra pizzas. Stop eating all them extra pizzas. It's not doing any good for your body. Maybe you'll be able to get a man. Maybe you'll get a man that can come in and help you discipline these kids. It all correlates with each other. And take some of that aggression out of yourself. You bumping into police. And she don't understand what she just did right now. Look, the lean back. If you look back when the daughter was being put in the car, she's doing the same thing, like leaning back, looking at you like, what is that? What is that? Come on, we have to do better. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to be associated with this kind of behavior because when people see me and they see this video, they think that's what I'm about. I'm nothing like this. We have to do better as a people to get a better result.
Yes. Okay, so this is
Nobody
what I
else
know.
have to do
The same example I just
as
gave
good
you,
as
I
us
have done
in
that
order to
plenty of
change
times.
our
So
image,
I'm not
because our
understanding how
image
that
is messed
such.
up around the world, not just in the United
As a
States,
matter of fact, I
around
have
the world.
uncles that work for
These
you all,
kind of
and I've
images
done it
go
today.
around the world, and people
I have
who
done it
have
to
never
since I
had
came out here, I get right
any
in the
kind of
middle
contact
and
with
push
us
and do
will
just like this.
automatically
So I
assume
won't
that
let
this is
nobody
how
touch you.
all black people are,
I don't
just
get no
off of
you.
what they see on the internet.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
I'm not saying all black people are like
I
this.
seen you this morning with the
Right, with the
bullshit.
Even if there's
That's
only
why I
1 in
came back
100,
Right.
we have
But
to
she was
stomp
doing the
that
same
out.
thing then. She was trying to identify as
We
their
have to
parent.
stomp that
Not
behavior
as
out,
their sister, as their parent, as
because
their
it looks
guardian.
bad
I
to
get-
the
I
whole.
get that she's babysitting.
It looks
I get
bad
that
to the
she's old
whole.
enough to watch them when you're gone. I 100% get that. But with BOE and with us, when it comes to juveniles, we need their parent, not their brother and sister that's of the age, not their babysitter, their parent.
Oh, because I was told they can talk to her if I'm not around because she's on his paperwork.
As a legal guardian. If she provided that paperwork as a legal guardian, that's great.
No, I just know she's on all the paperwork for them. Like emergency contacts, she's on the paperwork. My
Emergency
other son's
contact
on
is still
phone.
different. It's still different. I could put anybody, I could put you as my emergency contact.
Oh no, but I mean, like she literally goes to the school if I can't make it. If they can have parent-teacher meetings, her and my son are on their paperwork to do anything.
Well, that's what BOE was saying today, and it's the same with us. When we deal with juveniles, we have to deal with parents or legal guardians. That's just how it is. I get that she's babysitting. Now, if it was just a question of like somebody was like, hey, can you check on these kids? Their mom's not there. And we knocked on the door and we saw her there and nothing was going on, of course that's fine. That's no problem at all. Because she's able to watch them. She's legally able to watch them. She's of age. She's of sound mind. But when she identifies as a parent, that's different. When it comes to this, when it comes to investigations, and we have to deal with actual parents and guardians, we have to deal with actual parents and guardians, not brothers or sisters, even if they are of age. She was 42. We still would need you to deal with the kids.
Well, that's different because last time they were talking. to
Last
her,
time,
she
so
told
you're
me,
saying
and I
this is a
told her.
regular
That's why I'm confused
occurrence
about
with
everything.
your kids. Your kids are
No,
just
period.
run-of-the-mill
I'm out here and something's
criminals
happening,
at this point.
and then
They
I get a
just
phone call
have a
to come see
docket,
what's
have
going
a
on. They're
have a
talking to
case
her.
file just sitting waiting for them,
I don't know why, because she inserts herself.
sitting on somebody's
This
desk,
morning, she came behind
because
me where she
you
came
can't
from.
get
She came
them
by and
right.
was saying that she was the parent
You
and
can't
guardian
get them
of
right.
the
As a single mom, you're
Because that's
doing
how
the
she's
best you
listed.
can. I understand
She's
that.
not listed as a parent.
No, she's
But
not
be a
listed as
mom, not a
parent, she's
friend.
listed as a
Do
guardian.
not enable these
We tried to
kids.
calm her down. We were trying
Do
to
not
calm her down.
enable
We
these
didn't wanna
kids.
put her in
These
cuffs.
kids are out of control. And I'm going to be the person to tell you. You can hate my opinion on this, but these kids are out of control. Not just hers, but a lot of these kids running around today, because they don't have no parental guidance. A lot of y'all think that just paying the rent and putting food on the table is being a good parent. That's not being a good parent. That's taking care of your responsibility as an adult, going to work, putting food on the table, putting a roof over their heads. But the main ingredient to parenting is teaching your kids right and wrong, and how to deal with situations that might come their way. Because you can overreact in a situation and make it worse. Make it worse, and now you're either gone or doing a life sentence. And then, even then, you won't get it, because you were never taught how to deal with it and how to get it.
If he's standing like this and he's in his doorway, what did you have to do that for? If you're too scared, then you don't need to be out here.
That's my video, and I hope you enjoyed it and at the same time learned something from it, because these videos are meant to be educational and bring up the topic that we should be speaking on. Not to so much chastise anybody or try to put anybody down, but to bring awareness to a problem that is going on in our community. So go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Let me know what you think in the comments, and support my channel. I appreciate it. Till next time, I am Epic, and this is Opinion Hated with another public service announcement.
This is how much they come out here and talk.
And then I heard you say something as you came up, and nobody was in your house. I don't know who told you that.
Oh, he said that himself that, oh yeah, we bum rush your house.
No. We went to the house because she was trying to push him inside. When he was inside, she got in front of the door. Nobody went in the house. Then that's when we detained her. Nobody went in your house, man.
Well, you need to tell your detective to stop lying, because that's what he just told me, that you guys were in my house.
I didn't know. No, ma'am. Me and him were the ones at the door that detained him, and nobody got past us.
You know me.
What's up?
Okay, you know me. Nobody went in your house. I give you my word. I was there. Now the investigator stood at the door. He never went in. Your son came out on his own. No officer went inside your house. I give you my word on that.
All right, so what's up with Detective?
He's out here dealing with someone. Just like I came out here last time, and your daughter over here kept running her mouth, kept yelling at everybody, kept trying to act all, you know, Billy Badass. What I tell you then, it was gonna wind up and turning into this. I told you that last time she did that stuff with me, that she was gonna wind up getting charged with it. And that's exactly what happened. Because I understand you trust your daughter to look after your son when you're not here. Eyes of the law, we show up. I explained this last time too. Public housing, we have the authority to identify anybody we find in public housing. She can't stop that. You can't even stop that. You have to be there if we are questioning your children in regards, or any questions that could incriminate them. So if I'm gonna sit there and question your son about what may or may not have happened over here in Precinct 3, I need you present. To identify him, I do not need you present. I would like it just for cooperation's sake, but I don't have to have it legally.
Okay, see, everybody got something different to say.
And this is what I explained. I don't know the other one's name, but his mom was out here. I explained it the same way. All we were trying to do, and we made that clear, we were just trying to identify him, get his name, get his information, confirm where he lived. Now, anything past that, we'd have had you here before we started questioning anything. But then, just like last time, your daughter wants to start shooting off her mouth, talking about how she's gonna go off in a minute, start running around, screaming, hollering, acting like she's about to throw down with everybody out here, getting everybody else out here riled up. And just like I told you last time, what it turned into. Now she charged for it. Last time we let her walk off. This time, no. You know, all we did was detain them. Because the same thing I told you last time. In public housing, we have the right and authority to identify anybody we find in public housing. Because it's public housing, that's the law. We asked him to identify, he decided he wants to run around, show out, act a fool. So he detained until we could positively identify him. Past that, that's where the investigative method comes from.
Why did he didn't tell you he was?
Trust me.
This ain't that one get him riled up. Everybody over there, you know how these kids are. Last time we talked about it too. These kids get everybody amped up, and they want to show out.
But why he didn't tell you guys who he was? Or, I know you know. I know they didn't
Because
know.
of her.
But I know you know and he knows.
But like I said, once she started getting everybody amped up, riled up, he stood there for a minute. I mean, he wasn't really cooperating with us, but he wasn't running around acting a fool. Once she got everybody riled up, then he's running in the house. She's trying to block us in the door, talking about, you know, waving her arms, talking about going off on everybody. So now she charged. He's still getting identified, so she ain't changed nothing but the fact that she got a court date in the future.
All right, Mom. So we're going to let her out of the vehicle so I can take that one cuff off her. Can you just please calm her down while we do that?
Oh,
This means for what? We got to go. It's orderly blood, though. Because you can yell. That's my freedom of speech. I can yell if I want to. You can't tell me how to talk. That's freedom of speech. That's in the law. That's First Amendment, baby. So who don't know their rights? Yeah. But then what's the second charge about? Disorderly conduct. Why? What's disorderly conduct? Well, basically, the obstruction is because what's obstruction? What I did, I didn't fight them back. I didn't resist arrest. No nothing. I walked to the car and all.
I was trying to explain all that.
So what's obstruction?
Because when they were trying to talk.
And it's on camera. So what's obstruction? If they talk to me and I don't have to legally say nothing back.
They were trying to make Sig identify himself.
And I told, and he knew that officer, right? They see him come out the house. So how you gonna make a child identify themselves? If you seen him come out the house, then he clearly got no shoes on. He was not outside when y'all first pulled up. That's what I'm saying. So again, man, where my camera at? Cause all that shit was recorded.
I can explain it to you.
Y'all right? All that shit was recorded. All that shit was recorded.
Who got the
All
video?
that was recorded. Yeah, Mr. Lee.
Whether she got video or not, ma'am, she needs to step out the car.
Tough.
They started come on the sidewalk.
Go to jail.
I tried to explain it to her, but
I be down going forward. You bitch will have to come get me. I promise you that.
ma'am,
Talking to him?
All I got to say,
let's call.